What's the right way to learn how to code? Is there one? I have my doubts, and I'll explain why. Hey, I'm Nikki. I'm a longtime programming enthusiast turned software engineering master's student. I started my journey seriously pursuing SWE at the top of 2023, but I really kicked it into gear at the end of September 2023. I'm mentioning the dates for a reason because this is the beginning of a year-long journey. My journey to become a professional software engineer. You know, one that actually gets money and stuff. Stay tuned to the end of this video where I'll show you my latest project and my progress so far. But I'm curious, do you think there's one right way to learn how to code? Let me know down below. For me, I'm recently reformed from this idea. I found my answer in another sphere of education, art. I've been an artist literally my whole life. Just when COVID hit, I started a Twitch channel and got really into my digital art. From 2020 to 2021, I was my most prolific. I completed so many pieces of art, I didn't think it was possible. I shocked myself. I was also stubbornly refusing to do studies. I had my reasons, and all I wanted to do was focus on drawing what I wanted to. Then something peculiar happened. I started getting better. It turned out these art pieces were my studies. I learned from every single one of them. I was invested, turned on, zoned in. It was inevitable that I would get better, and so I did. Many gurus like Dan Koe, they tell you, get a project and jack up your learning through that. And I was on board for a long time, long before hearing them say it. Maybe that's the way to learn anything. Or is it? Because the story doesn't stop there. You see, I had this one artist friend at the time, and let me tell you, I never met anyone like him. This guy could go non-stop doing studies for hours. I got tired just watching him. I, the anti-studier, was just waiting for him to burn out. I knew he would burn out because I was doing the same thing the year before I started Twitch. Study after study until all my motivation to draw just poof and disappeared. So, of course, it would come for him. But it never did. Years later, and this guy is still at it. And he has amazing improvement. I already hear you. So what the heck, Nikki? What's the answer? Studies? Projects? Which is it? I don't have the answer for you, but I have a theory. Justin Sung alludes to this when he teaches about learning. People keep looking for the technique, the hack, the tip, the trick. But I think it comes down to this. Learn the principle and you can come up with your own infinite amounts of tricks. What is the basic principle of learning? What is the common thread between me and my friend's experience? The more engaged your brain is, the more turned on your focus, the more excited you get your neurons, is the better, faster, deeper, and more efficient your learning will be. Back in 2020, my attention was on steroids. Laser focused on making something beautiful. Finding ways to illustrate a point, an element, an emotion. Trying so hard to get that satisfactory end result. My brain cells were firing at 1 trillion messages per second. So my learning was exponential. My artist friend experienced the same thing doing his studies. I remember watching him, how he would get so excited when he finally understood how the deltoid muscle folded and deformed at different angles of the arm. It was lighting him up, but if I had tried to be like him, I would have just burned out again. And none of the wonderful work I gave birth to in those 2 years would have been. We each found the sweet spot for learning that was suitable for us individually. Honestly, I get it. I'm just like you. I want to be told the perfect way, the right answer, so I can win faster. But life, learning, the human brain, it's just not like that. As long as what you're doing is engaging you as strongly as possible, you've found your way. And if it's not, try something else. Experiment until you discover your groove. And then go hard. Here's a bonus thought for you to chew on. Even when you find your groove, don't expect it to be the same for everything you go to learn. Case in point, in my art, it was free flow. Project after project, fun all around. With my coding, it's kind of a mix. I'm a good student in that I was made for the school system. Ace all the tests, memorize all the lectures, innate deep learning skills, 4.0, everything. The whole 9 yards. So I really excel at following instructions, following courses, and so on. I get excited with that stuff. I don't need to refresh my motivation. But at the same time, I love a good challenge. So lately I've been following Codecademy's full stack course, while also building my own side projects. I get the best of both worlds. I'm engaging with the principle of learning in the best way for me. As promised, here's my latest finished project. It's a static website built in React using HTML, CSS, and JSX. It's basic, but it allowed me to incorporate pretty much everything I learned for the majority of 2023 from Free Code Camp and apply it here. I'm pretty proud of it. Don't mind the empty portfolio section. That's level 2. I'll get to that later. My next project that I've already started is crazy ambitious for me. I'm trying very hard to stave off scope creep because it's an app I actually want to use, and you know how that goes. But if you're excited to see that when I get my MVP or minimum viable product done, go ahead and like this video and hope the YouTube algorithm gods will recommend the new video when it comes out. Or you could subscribe and hit that notification bell. That might work. Maybe.